Hi, welcome to Pilates with Polly. This is an adapted session for everybody. So anybody can do all or part of these exercises, no matter what age you are, no matter what ability you are. Obviously I will give you levels so you can work your way up through those levels, or you can stick to the lower levels and just practice and allow yourselves to become established and sort of efficient and proficient in the lower levels first before progressing onwards. But this is the first part of the 34 repertoire that Joe Pilates created. So like I said, everybody can do it. So the first one we're going to start with, and I'm not even going to start with a warm-up today, because we're going to be warming up anyway with this particular this particular exercise. So you're going to come down onto your backs, and if you need a head block, you may need a head block. What I will say to you before we go any further is just, if you have got a band and or a ball, an overball, in fact what I'll do is I'll just show you now. Grab yourself an overball. It's just a Pilates ball, quite squashy, quite squishy, it doesn't have to be fully inflated, but yes, this will be quite handy to have as well, because there might be some exercises you may feel that you will want this ball to assist you, okay? So have that handy if you need to. So coming down flat on the floor, heels underneath the knees, heads on blocks, and make sure that the knuckles of the big toes are together and the heels are parallel with one another. Just take a few moments here just to connect to your breath. So breathing in through the nose, and as you breathe in, allow the rib cage to expand. So if you want to place the hands onto the ribs, I want you to feel the rib cage sort of enlarge outwards, okay? So don't try and allow the chest to lift or the belly to lift. It will lift a little, okay? So nature of the beast. But the idea is that we are breathing laterally, we're breathing outwards, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. Okay, just place the hands onto the pelvis and just place a couple of fingers onto your hip bones. And just take a few moments just to tilt the pelvis towards you. Okay, so allowing the fingertips, or allowing the tops of the fingernails to sort of twist towards you. And then tilt the pelvis in the opposite direction. So again, just allowing those fingertips just to press away. And pulling. And away. Good. Keeping the knuckles of the big toes together. Keeping that connection between that inside thigh. Good. Just allowing that pelvis just to rock forwards and back. Good. Nice gentle move. Just warming up through the lower back. Good. And allow the pelvis just to sit within its natural curve. Just allow it just to rest wherever it feels most comfortable for you. Okay. We're going to take those arms over the top of the head and allow that pelvis just to lift or press away. Lift the shoulders, sorry, the rib cage up, and allow the shoulders just to relax down. And then bring the hands down towards the hips. And again, send the arms over the top of the head and bring the hands to the hips. And again, send it over and hands to the hips. Good. And again, send it over and hands to the hips. Now from here, I want you to lift the head and shoulders up. I want you to relax the shoulders and place the hands behind the back of the thighs. Now using the upper body strength, pull the belly down in towards the spine and relax the shoulders. So bring the shoulders down. Looking at your belly button, you're going to take a breath in here and you're going to count to 4. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to breathe out for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2. Keep that chin tucked in, relax those shoulders. Good. And in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax it there. Send those arms over the top of the head. Good. And then bring the hands towards the thighs, and if you need to lift the legs up, if you need to roll yourself up, you can do, coming up into a seated position here. Good. Now placing those hands behind the back of the thighs again, we're going to go into a roll down, okay? So we're going to press the belly down in towards the spine. We're relaxing those shoulders and allow the shoulders to roll over the hips. And we're just going to roll back, using the hands on the thighs to prevent you from going all the way down. You're just going to try and get that the waistband down onto the floor, and then you're going to roll yourself back up and lift up nice and tall. Now if you would like a ball to go back behind you here, just to give you a little bit of support, then you can use that ball. Good. So again, holding on to the back of the thighs, we're pressing down into the belly, rolling those shoulders forwards, dropping that chin down. We're rolling down through the spine, and then we're going to roll ourselves back up, sitting up nice and tall. And again, rolling down, breathing out as we roll down, and in as we come up. And again, rolling down. Good, and back up. I'm just going to move my head block, so we're going to go into the roll over. So again, now if you're not happy about rolling back, you can just take it back onto the ball. So you can place the ball behind the back of the, between the lower back and the mat. And we're going to place the hands down next to the thighs. Good, and we're going to roll back to here, and then roll back up into this position. Now if you'd like to straighten the legs at the end, you're more than welcome. I'm just going to move myself to the edge of the mat. So we're sending it down, lengthen the legs, pull the knees in, and using the arms to help push you back up. You can, so a little bit of momentum. And again, rolling back, tummy's in, rolling back onto that spine. If you don't want to roll back again, use the ball behind the back of the, here, and just roll back here, and back up. And again here. Or you have the other option where you come down onto your backs, head block behind you if you wish to have the head block, especially if you know you're not going to be going all the way over. Legs up high, and you're going to a reverse curl. Now the idea with the reverse curl, with or without the ball, you can place the ball underneath the buttocks, as such. And the idea is you're trying to pull the knees in towards the nose, that position here. Okay, so you're pulling those knees in, you're reversing that curl. We're not trying to lift the toes up towards the ceiling, we're pulling the legs over the top of the head. So feeling that stretch all the way down the lower back and into the buttocks. Okay, so you have those two options, depending on which one you prefer. We're going to remove the ball, we're going to go into our single leg circle, but we're not going to be doing circles, we're just going to come into a tick-tock position, but I want you to focus on your hips. Now the idea with the single leg circle is it is a movement through and a rotation through the hips. The shoulders stay fixed. Now you have the option to keep the arms out to the side, or you can keep them down by your side, it's up to you. Now this leg, the supporting leg, is going to come out, so the heel is driven into the floor. We're going to send that leg up high. Now it's up to you if you want to work with the knee, so you can work with a bent leg, so you're working with the knee, or you've got a straight leg and you're working with the toe. Keep this leg slightly bent. You can lengthen it a little bit more, but as long as that heel's pressed in, this foot's nice and relaxed, but the heel's pressed in, so you're feeling that work going on through the back of the thigh. Now we're going to send that leg over the top. Now as we send that leg over the centre line, make sure the knee faces towards you, toes faces towards you, pulling that little toe round. And I want you to lift the hip. Now as you lift that hip, pull this supporting leg in towards you, and then bring it back. Okay, so it's up to you. If you want to straighten that leg, you can. This just gives you just a little bit more support. Just sending that leg over the top, keeping those shoulders connected to the floor. Good. So sending that leg over, pulling that inside thighs, pulling the inside thighs together, and feeling that hip lift. Now we're going to send the leg the other side. So do 3 or 4 going inwards, and then you're going to take it out to the other side. So say sending it out to the other side. So again, you're lifting up through this hip. You can see my hips lifting, and bring it back into centre. And again, sending it over and back. And again, so this leg here, you can keep that heel pressed in, Sending it over, good. You know, try not to let that leg rotate with you this time, okay? So it's not coming over with you, you're working against that move. So although the hips are lifting, you're almost lifting the hip up rather than allowing it to rotate too far. Good, and send it down, other side. So again, drive that heel in, you can keep that leg slightly bent or you can straighten it. You can, if you want, keep it here, all right? So again, I'm going to take it into this position here. So again, working with the knee or the toe, you're going to send that leg across. Now as you send that leg across, lift up through this hip, pull this leg inwards, okay? So you're pulling the legs in together. Keep the shoulders connected to the floor. Bring it back into centre. And again, so just do 3 or 4, crossing that centre line. Good, pulling that leg across the body, feeling that twist through the spine. Again, if you want to lengthen this leg, you can lengthen that leg. Good, and back in. And again, back in. Now send it out to the side, so sending that little toe down. Good, I can move this leg a little bit further now because I haven't got a wall in the way. And again, sending it down, again, lifting up through this hip. So again, we're lifting up, creating that rotation through the lower back. Good. And again, send it down. So we're just tick-tocking left to right. One more, sending it across, keeping the shoulders connected. Good, pull that leg in, pull both knees in towards the chest. Good, and we're going to roll. And we're going to roll. Good, so this is our roll backs, but we're not doing a complete roll back. The idea is we're tucking that chin down, nice massage through the spine. Good, and we're trying to get up onto that tailbone, but we're not quite getting there. Good, nice massage. And if you don't like that, you can just hold this position here, keeping the chin tucked in, relaxing those shoulders, hold it there. Okay, now, those of you that have done the adapted roll back, pull those knees in, just hold it there on the spot. So again, pressing that lower back in towards the spine, we're pulling those shoulders up, dropping that chin down. We're going to extend one leg. Now pull that knee in towards the chest, good. And pull that knee in, relaxing the shoulders, send the other leg away. Pull the knee in, keep that head and shoulders lifted. Now if you find it's too much for the head and shoulders, you can take the head and shoulders down towards the floor, pull that knee in. So those of you that have done this with me and would like to do the full single leg stretch, by all means you can go into your switch. But again, those of you that haven't done this with me or prefer to keep it to the lower levels, concentrate on trying to get that leg out in line, putting that little toe round. Good, pull the knees in. If you can keep that head and shoulders lifted, relax the shoulders though, so you're working through the tummy. It's not the shoulders that are working, it's the tummy. Good. This is our last one. We're going to pull that knee in towards the chest and we're going to hold this position here. Now you can take the head and shoulders down again if you wish. Now relax those shoulders and we're going to send those arms around the side of the head to the ears. Then we're going to pull the arms in and drag the knees in towards the nose. Good. Send the arms over to the side of the ears and back in. And again, send them round and back in. And again, send them round and back in. Good. Dropping the head and shoulders down towards the floor. Dropping the knees down. Good. Taking the hands behind the back of the head, we're going to go into an adaptive version of the crisscross. So keeping those knees, knuckles of the big toes together, heels are parallel. We're going to pull one knee in towards the chest. And as we do so, we're going to lift the head and shoulders and we're going to take the opposite shoulder, not elbow, opposite shoulder to that knee. So we're bringing that knee in. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, press the lower back in towards the floor. We're lifting up, we're going to twist. And the idea is that we're pushing the same shoulder, we're pushing this elbow down towards the mat as we bring that shoulder up. Bring it back into centre and send it down. And again, lift and send it over. Bring it back in and send it down. Good, lift and twist. Good, now keeping that chin a fair distance away from the chest, about the size of a peach or a squash peach. Lift and take it over. Now try not to twist that knee inwards. Good, lift, send it across, bring it back down. Good, and again, lift and twist. Good, and bring it back down. Send those legs into a nice long body stretch and send those arms over the top of the head. Putting those knees in towards the chest for me and roll yourself up into a seated position. Take the legs slightly wider than your mat, so the heels are just on the edge of the mat Relaxing the shoulders and just bend those knees slightly, sitting up nice and tall. Okay, now as you sit up tall, drive the legs into the ground, but I don't want you to lock the knees out completely. Now place the hands next to your hips and push down into the floor. So you're lifting up that spine, so it's a nice straight spine. Now feel the engagement through the thighs, inside thighs, pressing down. Now drop the chin down towards the chest, press the belly out through the back of the spine and allow that spine to round. Good, and lift up nice and tall. Trying to keep that thigh engaged, or thighs engaged. Good, dropping the chin down towards the chest, push the belly out through the back of the spine. Good, and lift up. And again, take it down. And lift. One more, take it down. Pushing that belly out through the back of the spine, keeping those shoulders above the hips. You use the hands, you're almost trying to slide the hands forwards to try and push the tailbone under. Good. And lift up. Good. Now we're going to shuffle towards the top end of the mat, and we're going to pull the knees in. So we're sitting off the tailbone. Now this is the start of the roll back that we did actually on the floor earlier, but we're not going to roll back for this one. We're going to tuck those knees in. We're going to relax those shoulders, pull the belly out through the back of the spine. I want you to take the hands and place them on the back of the calves, I should say. And we're going to lift one leg and hold that position. Now pull that leg in, knuckles the big toes together. Lift the other leg, keeping that back nice and rounded, keep the shoulders nice and relaxed, belly's pulled in. Lift that leg and send it down. Stay on that tailbone. If this is too much for you, you can take one leg down to the floor and just place one leg on the floor and just stretch up with one leg. And again, send it up. Can we send the other leg up and hold that position? Try not to roll back. Pull the belly out, relax those shoulders. Good, pull the legs in. Okay, if you want to just do one at a time, do one at a time. And again, lifting up. And again, lift up. Pull that leg in. And again, excellent. And then roll yourselves back down onto the floor. Good, we're going to go into our corkscrew. So heads on blocks if you need to. We're going to pull one knee in and the other. Legs are bent. Knuckles the big toes together, knees are fairly connected. Okay, so you're feeling that connection through the seams of the leggings. Relax the shoulders. Now you can take those arms out slightly wider to about 45 degrees. We're going to send, I'm going to start with the other leg. We're going to send one leg out to the side. So it's not coming out any much wider than the mat. We're going to lift up through the other leg. So we're lifting the hip and then we're going to send that leg over to meet it. And then we're going to bring both legs in together. So the idea is that we're keeping those hips stacked, we're keeping them level. So we send the other leg out, we're hitching up and sending it over. So we're keeping those, so the hips, there is a rotation through the lower back. Shoulders stay connected to the floor, keep looking up towards the ceiling. Bring those knees back in together, you're going to feel it working down the sides of the body. Leg out, hitch and send it over. Bring it back to centre. Leg out, hitch and send it over. Bring it back to centre. Leg out, hitch, and over. Good, bring it back to centre. Leg out, hitch, and over. Bring it back to centre. Now you can do that with straight legs. I'll just show you a couple of those with straight legs. So send it out, lift, and hitch. Now knuckles the big toes together, and bring it back into centre. Relax those shoulders. Send the leg wide, hitch, and send it over. Good, feeling that work going on through the inside. Or the side of the waist, I should say. Should feel it through the legs and the thighs as well, and pull those knees in. Good, and come up into a seated position. I'm going to come into our saw. So you can use the ball for this one, or you can choose not to. Okay, I'll show you with and without the ball. So we're going to send one leg out to the side. The other leg is tucked in next to us here. We are going to lift the arm up towards the, or sort of take the hand behind the back of the head, and we're going to lift this arm up. So opposite, sort of the bent side is opposite to the straight one. We're going to turn and we're going to drop that elbow down towards the knee. Lift up. Now try and keep this arm close to the ear. Send it back to centre. Relax the shoulders. Turn and send it down. Good. And bring it back to centre. Two more. Turn. Send it down, bring it back to centre, hold it here. Good, now make sure that little toe's pulled round. And again, turn towards the bent leg, send the elbow down towards the knee, trying to keep that arm as close to the ear as you can, lift and send it back to centre. Good, and release it there. We're going to change legs. So send that leg wide, pull that leg in. Now this is where you may want the ball. Okay. So lifting up, you can do this with or without. So it's almost, the idea is that we're going to take the ball and place the hand. So you've got the option, if you don't like using the arms, you don't like the arms in that position, you place the ball to the outside of the leg. Place both hands on the ball. We're going to sit up nice and tall, take one hand to the ball and then roll it down. Now watch this leg, trying to lift this knee. Then pull it up and send it back. So again, send it, so you're turning the body towards the straight leg and then you're rolling it down. So you're using slightly different muscles with this side, okay? But if you prefer to use it with the arms, as we did just a moment ago on the other leg, then you have that option, or you can choose to use the ball for both legs. So sitting up tall, you take that arm over the top, so you're twisting through and you're sending it down. So again, slightly different muscles, but it does just give you that alternative if you don't like the other stretch. Okay, and bring it back in. All right, we're going to come into all fours. So coming into all four position. Placing the hands underneath the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Okay, legs are coming into the swan. Now a lot of people have quite a lot of lower back issues, facet joint issues, certainly degenerative disc and so forth. So a lot of people find the extension exercises a lot more difficult than the flexion. I certainly do, but I know there are a lot of ladies that do love to do this exercise as well. So I'm just going to show you the alternatives. So relaxing those shoulders, pulling that belly in towards the spine. We're going to take it into a nice cat stretch. So we're going to pull the belly up towards the ceiling. We're tucking the tailbone under. Now I just want you to walk the hands. I'm going to move my block. We're going to walk the hands out about a hand distance away from the shoulders. Okay, so keeping that cat stretch and push into the palms of the hands. Now from here, I want you to start to push the hips forwards. So you're keeping that rounded movement, keeping the rounded back, keeping the chin tucked in, and we're pressing the hips forwards, not downwards. So we're still tucking that tailbone, so you're still keeping that flexion. And then as soon as your shoulders get to your wrists, start to open the chest. So squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the head. Now relax the lower back. Don't push the hips down, keep pushing the hips forwards. They're going forwards, not downwards. Now they're not touching the floor. Then you're going to pull the belly in towards the spine and press back again. So we're keeping that back in a nice flex position. Good. Now those of you that are happy to go into that extended position, are happy to drop those hips down just a little bit more, then you're more than welcome to drop those hips down. But if you feel any pain or any niggles through the lower back, then create that flexion by tucking that tailbone under. So again, we're creating that cat stretch. We're pulling the belly in. We're bringing that spine up towards the ceiling, and here we're pushing the hips forwards, not downwards. They're not going down. We're taking those shoulders over the wrists. As soon as the wrists are in line with the shoulders, you're going to lift the head, squeeze the shoulder blades and open up that chest. Now those hips are still pressing forward, so you're pulling that chest towards you. You're going to start to feel a little bit of work going on through the lower back, but you're still pushing the hips forwards. Good, tucking that tailbone under if you need to. If not, you can relax it. There's your swan. Good, and then bring it back. So pulling that belly in towards the spine. Good, and then pressing back into that child's pose. From here, we're going to come down onto our tummies. And we're going to take the arms out into a diamond position. And we're going to rest the forehead onto the hands, dropping that head down, relaxing those shoulders. Knuckles and big toes are together. And I want you to imagine you've got a pane of glass between the legs. And you're going to try and rub the heels along that pane of glass, pulling the belly in towards the spine. Now, try and imagine you've got a blueberry underneath your belly. You're pulling the belly up. The hips, as you bend that heel in, the hips are not lifting. You've got to push those hips down but pull the belly in. Relax the shoulders. Good, and then send that heel down. And again, same leg, repeat 4 times. Good, pull that belly in. Try and keep those hips pressed down. Relax those shoulders. You might feel a little bit of clicking or popping through the knee. That's not a bad thing. Good, it's just where the ligaments and the tendons are quite tight through the quads and the hip flexors and the inside thigh. Obviously where you've got your leg in a nice extended position, i.e. the hip flexors are stretched, the quads are stretched, and you're now trying to stretch even further by pulling that heel in, that's even tighter. They might just pop over the knee joint. If it's painful, then stop, or don't move the leg quite so far. If it's not painful, you just feel a little bit of clicking and popping, it's not a bad thing. Okay, send that leg down. Let's change to the other side. So we're pulling that heel in towards the buttocks and send it away. Relaxing the shoulders, pull the heel in and send it away. And again, pull the heel in, send it away. And again, pull the heel in, send it away. Now we're going to change it slightly. We're going to lift the leg now. Now as you lift that leg, again, try and keep those hips stacked. So you're lengthening the leg. So we're not lifting up and rotating through the spine. Hips are stacked here. We're lengthening through. Keeping that leg lifted, we're going to pull the heel in and lengthen. So again, we're just creating a bit more of a stretch now because the hip flexors are now stretched a little bit more. Now press down into the floor with the opposite leg to support you. Good. And send it down. And again, lift up through the other leg. Now lift and lengthen. Pull the heel in and lengthen. Relax the shoulders. Heel in, lengthen. Heel in, lengthen. One more. Heel in and lengthen. Send it down. Now you should have been pressing down into the other leg for that one as well. So we're going to come up into a kneeling position. As such. Okay. And we're going to place the hands behind the back. And we're going to pull the thumbs, so we're going to clasp the hands together. We're going to pull the thumbs as far up the back towards the shoulder blades as you possibly can. Now relax those shoulders. Push the hips forward slightly. Knuckles of the big toes are together, okay? And you're pushing the hips forwards, tummy's pulled in. So from here, we're going to turn the head to one side. From here, we're going to slide the hands down towards the floor. So pushing the palms of the hands towards the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and turn the head and look up towards the ceiling. Now open up that chest. Now pull the hands back up towards the shoulder blades and turn the head. Relax the shoulders. And again, pressing up and turn. And again, pressing the head up. Squeeze the shoulder blades, slide the shoulder blades down the back of the body, open up that chest and turn the head. And again, send it away, turn that head up. Good. And turn the head. And again, send it away. And turn the head. Good. Last one. Send it up. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Send the hands down towards the floor. And bring it back into centre. Good. Press the bottom back towards the heels. And walk the hands into a nice child's pose for me. Good. Now we're going to come into our neck pull. And place the hands behind the back of the head. Clasping the fingers together, thumbs down the neck. We're going to pull the elbows inwards slightly. Okay. Now from here, we're just going to lift. Now using the weight of the, allow the head to sit in the cradle of the hands. Making sure the knuckles, the big toes are together and the little toes are pulled round. So you're feeling that connection through that inside thigh. Relax those shoulders. We're going to drop the chin to the chest and send it down. Drop the chin to the chest. Now using the arms and the upper body to help lift the head. So we're not forcing this neck or not forcing the head up. We're just allowing a little bit of mobility through the neck. So pushing the head towards, or the chin towards the chest. Good, just a gentle move. Good. Now we're going to hold that head here. Now relaxing the shoulders. So the head is now in the weight of the arms. Now relax the shoulders, so pull the shoulders away from the ears. Pull the belly in towards the spine. And now using the belly buttons, not the belly button, let me start that again. Using the tummy muscles, okay, I want you to pull the nose towards the navel and then send it back. So you're trying to lift your shoulder blades off the floor. You're not using your upper body, you're not using your arms or your hands or your shoulders. We're pulling the belly in and we're pressing, we're pulling through. Good, and down. And again, and down. And again, pulling the belly down in towards the spine. Tuck the tailbone under if you need to, and send it down. So it's not a very big move. That chin's still tucked in towards the chest. Okay, I'm going to move my elbow slightly so you can see me. And again, and down. One more. Tuck the tailbone under, push the belly down and lift. And send it down. Good, hold that position here. Send the arms wide. Okay, this is where you're going to need your ball again, because we're going to come into our scissors. So lifting the buttocks up off the floor, we're going to come into our scissors. And our bicycle. I'm going to use a head block as well. Just helps to lift. I'll just push the chin towards the chest slightly so that my nose is pointing directly up towards the ceiling, not my chin. So if you find that your upper back is quite high off the ground, sometimes your chin starts to lift and the nose starts to push that way. And again, you get that extension through the spine. So the idea here is that we're pushing that chin down, so we're lengthening the neck muscles as well, lengthening the neck. Good, hands down by your sides, or you can take them slightly wider. We're going to pull the knees in towards the chest. Now, holding this position here, I want you to tuck that tailbone under and try and sit so that the pelvis is your side of the ball. Okay, your side of the ball. So that means the knees are going to be sitting towards you slightly. Now, using the toes, you're going to tap one toe down and back to centre. And again, tap it down, back to centre. Again, making sure those knuckles, the big toes, come together. So nice toe taps. Good. Keeping the knees tucked, pulled in. Tucking that tailbone under and pulling that belly down in towards that spine. So don't let, as that toe drops down, don't let the pelvis roll over the other side of the ball. Good. Now lengthen those legs, send those legs up. Now we're going to send one leg down. Now as we send that leg down straight, don't let that leg go any further. So don't let the pelvis rock so you're creating that extension. You're staying here. That's your position here. Bring it back to centre. Send it down. Bring it back to centre. And again, send it down, back to centre, and again, back to centre, and again, back to centre. Now those of you that wish to take it into a switch, you can take it into a switch. And you're going to pulse that front leg. You know how much I like this one. Good, pulse that front leg towards you. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good, now hold that position here if you can. If not, go back to the bent knee. You don't have to continue with this. You can continue with that bent knee. Now, we're going to fold this heel in. We're going to pull this knee in towards the chest, and we're going to send this leg down and straighten. So only one leg is bent at any one time. Pull this heel in and send the other leg away. Pull the heel in and send it away. Pull here, this is where the coordination comes in. Good. And the precision. Okay, let's reverse it. So we're going to pull this heel down. We're going to send that heel away as we bring the other leg straight in towards the chest. Good. Pull the heel down and send it away. So reversing it. Good. And again. And again. And again. One more. Good. Bring those legs in. Pull the knees in towards the chest and rest it there. Well done. Remove the ball. Allow the buttocks just to get used to being back on the mat. Just take the legs from side to side. Allowing for a little bit of rotation through that lower back. Good. Pull the knees in and send the legs wide so we're circling through those knees. Now I'm only going to do a short stretch because the actual routine that we've done has actually stretched out most of the muscles anyway. Okay, so that after we've worked one set of muscles, we've stretched them out. Pull those knees in. Good. We're going to send one leg away, send the other leg away. I'm hoping my feet aren't off the edge of the camera. And we're going to send the body into a nice long body stretch for me. Relaxing those feet. Good, relaxing down. Take it into a nice stretch. Take the arms out into a T position. Pull the knees in. Send those legs over to one side. Turn the head in the opposite direction. Just feel that stretch down through the waist and into the hips. Take some nice breaths in and out. In and out. Good. Bring those knees back up to centre And send them over to the other side. Good. Again, turning that head. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good, and bring those knees back up. Pull the knees in towards the chest and roll yourself up into a seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Take those arms up towards the ceiling, breathing in and out. And again, in and out. One more, breathing in, bring the hands down in front of the body and give yourselves a clap. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, thank you for watching.